look into conversations that border around 2027. If everything is being said about 2027, why not? If not, because one of those headlines from yesterday, even into the early hours of today, has been about Obi Kwankwaso supporters launching the OK movement for 2027. So the conversation will be centered around this, and let's see what what possibilities might be, because there's been some calls and yearning aspiration from Nigerians from around the world, whether home or abroad, saying that, hey, we want a new movement, we want a new thing, we want a new government and all of that. Are we saying that indeed the current administration is not really hitting the heads way when it comes to the affairs of the country Nigeria? Especially with some of the giant strides that we've made, even though some have said unequivocally that it is not translated into the lives of the common Nigerians or the masses. Let's use masses, but there's nobody called common Nigerians right there. Nobody's common. You are not common, and because you are not common, that's why your PVC is very important, especially for 2027. All right, so that's what we're looking at this moment on Eagles outlook. So two big politicians lost the 2023 presidential elections running alone. I'm talking about Peter Obi and Rabiu Kwankwaso. And now their fans are coming together and saying, you know what? We want a new group, and we want to push it for you. The conversation will be about you and you. Come together and make it work. We believe that when both of you come together, things will get better. They want Peter Obi and Rabiu Kwankwaso to join forces and run together on the ADC party in 2027. Now, the group was announced in Abuja on Monday, April 21 of 2026. Now, you should recall that in the February 25, 2023 presidential election, Peter Obi from Anambra State ran under the Labour Party and scored 6,101,000, I think, 533 votes, I guess, and he came third. Now, you should also recall that in the same election, Rabiu, Musa Kwankwaso, also from Kano, this time from Kano State, ran under the New Nigeria People's Party (NNPP) and scored 1,496,648 votes, and he came fourth. Now, if you add both together, they had approximately above 7 million, above 7 million votes if you were to add both votes together. Now, the winner, though, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the GCFR from Lagos State, had 8,794,726 votes, and that was under the APC. Now, second place, Atiku Abubakar from Adamawa State had 6,900,000 above 6 million though. 900 and is it 84,000 now? Yeah, so these were the votes he had under the PDP. Now, this is why supporters believe that if Obi and Kwankwaso ran together, they will be catching a breath in beating Atiku and challenging Mr. President, or the current president right now, in the forthcoming elections. Now, you should also recall that in July 2022, Labour Party and NNPP, they discussed an alliance before the 2023 elections, but that alliance, it didn't come to pass, because Kwankwaso told national television on July 2nd of 2022, I'm a PhD holder. I have more experience. I cannot be vice to Obi. Now, Peter Obi's camp said Obi would not step down either. So both ran separately, and both lost. Now, if you also recall that in March of 2026, the African Democratic Congress, ADC, became somewhat a new bride for opposition politicians. We saw some bigwigs, jumping into the APC, decamping, if you like, former Vice President Atiku Abubakar, former Governor Rotimi Amaechi from Rivers State, and then, of course, we saw Peter Obi from Anambra State, and all of that. Everybody, even Kwankwaso, they have all indicated interest in the ADC presidential ticket for 2027. The OK movement is a move by Obi and Kwankwaso loyalists to capture that ticket before Atiku or Amaechi. Now, Atiku also, if you recall, had also come out to breaking it down, the chances that these guys have He said, well, when it comes to Rotimi Amaechi, we'll be looking at South-South. That's all that matters to it. When it comes to Peter Obi, it will be Southeast. When it comes to Kwankwaso, well, it's going to be maybe Kano. But as far as he's concerned, when it comes to him, it's going to be the entire northern region, as well as even the southern region, because he has more political knowledge, experience. I mean, he has served as vice president before under the Obasanjo administration. Come on, why not if not? That the ball has to fall on his court. And we also saw how he came out to saying that, look, this will be his last run for the presidential ticket and all of that. If after now he still doesn't clench on it, well, it might just be a bye-bye for him when it comes to politics. But we will be having our guest who's going to be joining us via phone call this morning. Now, I'm talking about none other but the information professional specialist. Now, he's a public and public affairs analyst, and I'm talking about none other but, I like to call him Sir Benjamin Olalekan Agunmoye. Yes, he will be indeed adding his voice in the discourse this morning. But then there are some very critical, questions that will be coming through in the course of this discourse this morning, right? What do you make of this? I mean, if we were to look at it critically, right, can the obedient movement, can it, from the southeast and Kwankwasiyya from the northwest, truly work together without fighting over who becomes president and who becomes vice president? Can it? Now, if Atiku, Abubakar, and Rotimi Amaechi are also seeking the ADC ticket, does this OK movement mean the coalition is already dividing before 2027? I mean, there's so much going on now. I mean, what is different this time that will make an Obi Kwankwaso ticket win in 2027 when both lost separately in 2023? Now, I recall that I was speaking with Nigerians, on the streets. We're just a sort of gathering of young men, very able, very ambitious young men right there. And while they were sitting right there, I sat with them and we got conversational. And some of them, most of them rather, be like, you know what? This whole Obi Kwankwaso, Atiku, and all of that. Look, do they really have a strategy? Do they really have a plan? Do they have a plan? Do they have an ideology? What do they have for us? In fact, somebody said that the devil you know is better than the angel that you don't know. The angel that comes to you looking like it's a knight in shining armor. And then when you ask the angel what exactly you've got for me, it doesn't seem as though the angel has got anything much to offer you. So they don't even really believe in that coalition. They don't even think it is possible in the first place, let alone believe that it will stand a chance in any way. But then again, here we are talking about this. Right, would like to know what you think about this and where do you think this might really lead, especially with this type of a movement that is pushed for the Obidient and Kwankwasiyya. Is that even a possibility? And if you also recall that sometime earlier or late last year now, or earlier this year, right? We also saw Obasanjo. He was the former president, right? Obasanjo. He was pushing for an Obi Kwankwaso ticket at the time, but it didn't seem as though talks in that regard really yielded any outcome, that was positive. And he indeed diminished Atiku's aspiration for the highest seat of power in Nigeria. Well, good morning to you. Hello?
Good morning.
Okay, good morning, please.
cross party. We would have closed even before the primary contest will commence. Because the Electoral Act has given the minimum number of days for which you should have been on the party where you are contesting, where you should have been on the list, the electronic list of the party. Once it goes to INEC, nobody can carpet cross, nobody can do any form of merger. I don't know if there will be merger, but you cannot join a new party once the register has been submitted for the purpose of primary. So the chances in ADC is a bigger worry than the chances in the general election.
Okay, well, that's some breakdown. But let's just say that ADC gives tickets to Obi Kwankwaso, right? Do you think Amaechi and Atiku will leave and divide the opposition again?
Yes, when you go by Atiku, if he loses the primary or concedes the primary, you expect him to possibly just remain and not do anything for or against. But as for Amaechi, if we go by what happened in the APC primaries in 2022, which a lot of us knew, as soon as he lost, he withdrew totally. Even those who campaigned for him, he never went round to appreciate them. He came second. Agreed, it was a fair contest. But when you look at his reaction, his behavior, after losing the primary, you know that he's reluctant. And I don't see him wholeheartedly supporting any candidate in ADC if he is not part of the ticket. That's for Amaechi. For Atiku, he will neither be here nor here. That's my perspective.
Okay, now, are you there? Hello? Okay, I think there's a bit of an issue going on, but we will indeed fix it and get back with them. I mean, look at that, look at the breakdown already. I don't know, perceptions and perspectives here, and it has also raised some concern. And one of those concerns will be one that borders around and about whether or not this movement is built on real policy to fix the Nigerian economy or just anger against the APC. I don't know if you understand that. Is this whole movement about fixing the economy or real policy matters that hinges on fixing the economy? Or is it basically just to take over power from the APC? That is a serious concern, and Nigerians are beginning to ask these questions on end. Hello, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, so yeah. There is a concern, there is a fear that Nigerians are holding. Is this movement actually built on real policy to fix economy, or is it just about usurping power, taking power over from the APC?
Well, I think that the parties have been more loud about taking power and less about solving the problem of the nation. That's what I will say. Now, and that's where the press will come in. We should begin to have an agenda set such that irrespective of who becomes the president, which party takes charge, they have a template of development that is for the nation to follow. That when you take power sector, now in the last election, the only point that I think you have, or the two issues that were raised basically with all the parties would have been that of security and that of it was security and fuel subsidy. And virtually all the candidates at that time said they were going to remove the fuel subsidy. Now fuel subsidy is gone, but a lot of things are still wrong. The security is still not balanced. The number of foot on ground are still very low. So the capacity to challenge insecurity, in my opinion, is still not there. And so we need to know from the candidates or the party, we need to set an agenda for them. When you come for power on the grid, this is what you intend to do. Off grid, this is what we should expect. Mini grid, this is what we should expect. We have lithium. How long would it take us to have batteries? We have almost all the other materials required in constructing solar panels. We've been doing Center for Excellence in the Southern University and in the University of Ife since the Abacha days. Where are the outcomes of those research? And when will those products be getting to the market? We've been talking about state police forever. What is their position on state police? And like I said last week, as for Rabiu, the only question he owns the press, which every pressman should ask him, is when are we getting the police, the state police bill? When are they passing it in the National Assembly? Where are they on the bill? What is the assurance that before the end of this year, the bill will be out? So, in the economy, what are the things challenging us? We have agriculture. What do we need to do to expand? What do we need to do in ensuring that the inputs get to the right people? What do we need to do in ensuring that we don't have too large post-harvest loss? Today, in the tuber sector, that is cassava, potato, yam, we're doing more than 40% post-harvest losses, and I think that is not good. In some states, the cost in potato and cassava is actually higher than 50%. So what is the plan to ensure that these value chains are strengthened, the losses are cut down, and we can begin to even get into exportation? How do you explain that Nigeria produces 25% of global cassava and we are not exporting?
Are you there? Okay. I mean, you see what's going on even with the networks now in the country. But anyways, though, I'll just like to open the phone lines. I want to hear from you two. What do you think about the perspective of the guest as well as the matter, you know, in discourse this morning, especially when we look at an Obi Kwankwaso movement that has been come together for some reason, fans if you like, supporters if you like, of these two candidates. Is it sustainable? Is this something that's sustainable? Is this something that probably might be telling the story of Nigerians and what they really want? Well, number would be 0907 353 0044. That is the number to stick to, 0907 353 0044. Now remember, you can also get onto the WhatsApp portal number, and let's also have your thoughts in the matter, and that will be 0909 705 4450. And then there is also the concern that if the ADC primaries were to now become violent due to four camps, will INEC have power to cancel the party's participation in 2027? In fact, as it stands already, the names of the big wigs that run the ADC have been removed from the INEC portal. Talking about David Mark and Ralph Aregbesola, their names are off. And the window might just close. So what are we looking at? Is this going to be a full feature? Especially when the ADC is even yet to settle his home. And just recall again, we saw on the front page of Nigerian newspapers where Mr. President himself had said that, look, he will not be intimidated. Regardless of what any political party is doing, Mr. President has said, look, I will not be intimidated whatsoever. I will continue to pledge my support for states. I will continue to do my best to ensure that the dividends of democracy indeed gets to the grassroots. In fact, the way he puts it with the Daily Trust newspaper, he says, despite intimidation, democracy will survive. And that's what Mr. President said. So it makes you also wonder, is Mr. President intimidated in one way or the other, in any ways whatsoever? Especially when we look at the fact that we've had more governors who have decamped from their various political parties into the APC. And many have been very quick to fingering Mr. President and saying, hey, Mr. President is the one cajoling them into the APC. But he has also come out to make a very loud statement saying that I have no hand in this. This is not me. I mean, if it's only natural that when you see a working group, you would want to join such a working group. And for Mr. President, the APC is the working group. So everybody, whoever wants to join the APC, is because they see it work. This is not to say that the APC doesn't have its rancors and internal crises, but how they manage it is what tells the difference between the APC and the other parties. Look at the LP. Labour Party is still undergoing its own problems right now because Abuja is seeking to appeal the verdict of the appeal court for the Usman-led leadership, against the Usman-led leadership. He wants to appeal it. Now look at the ADC now. Think three camps are out now. There might be a fourth. You never know. Then look at the other parties too, still struggling to find a foothold on the ground. So it just makes you wonder how true it is to say that the president is the one influencing these other political parties. But anyways, I will just voice message. But before that, let's just quickly take this call and we'll go to the voice message and pay some bills. Hello, good morning. Hello? Hello? Okay, I think that's a network-ish. Please do well to call back. We will get to the voice note now. I see this particular one. Let's go have a play on it right here and right now.
Sorry, I'm doing this voice note from Asokoro.
All right.
This is a wonderful movement. Even the past election, we'll be saying this. Obedience, we have followers. Kwankwaso in the north, nobody that maintained the standard of having supporters like Kwankwaso. Other ones, if something happened to you, they will come around you. Kwankwaso, whether something happened to you in Gudu, whether something happened to you in Badu, if you see Kwankwaso, you will see fans. So that kind of person, if these two people come together, I'm telling you, he's superb. I just pray. Our uncle, the senior man, we like him. You don't try your own best. Support these people. Guys, Atiku, support these people. Lead this movement. It's a very nice movement. I'm telling you, it's a very nice movement.
Okay.
Good morning.
Chori right there saying, oh, come on. He's in support, fully in support of the Obi Kwankwaso movement right there. But it does seem as though each of these political bigwigs have been silent, so to speak, about the Obi Kwankwaso or Obidients and Kwankwasiyya movement. They've not said anything. Could this be that they are just being careful, waiting to see your reactions, our reaction, how we react to it, before they can actually indeed throw their weight behind it? Hello, good morning. Hello?
Can you hear me?
Oh, good morning to you. Yes, can hear you now, Honorable Edwards. Yeah.
The truth of the matter is that nobody is against having an opposition, and everybody will be eyeing to discover. But the way it's drastic decision, and that is what he did. He has the courage to say, first subsidy is gone. Not something that can consume him. So where is it? What are their plans? ADC, what are their plans, to move this country forward, no plan. The only thing they want to do is they want us to go back to our system. That is why our God is fighting them. APC is not going to anywhere.
Okay.
It is better. Let's have another party like this party that is from this man, former governor of Bayelsa State.
Okay.
The new party.
Yeah.
I will be in next opposition. But these people, they should not go there because they want to take over.
Same party, the likes of Peter Obi, the likes of Rotimi, Amaechi, and all of that. He made a revised standard version of them and showed why they cannot indeed stand toe to toe with him in primaries. ADC to pick up the tickets. We saw that. We also saw where Peter Obi himself had said that he doesn't mind changing parties up to 20. As long as he gets that ticket, as long as he gets that mandate, he will not stop. And this is said against the backdrop of the back and forth, the woes that is befalling the ADC right about now. Hello. Good morning.
Please, just give me 2 minutes.
Okay.
Look at what is happening in Adamawa State. Look at what is happening in Taraba State. Look at what is happening in Nasarawa State. Look at what is happening in River State. For these people to capitalize on this thing. Do you know that these people have a case in the court? And that case, if that case is against them, you see, I am happy that if there's an opposition in this country, it will be good. It will be good for us. But if they want this country to move forward, but nothing.
Yeah.
But if they go there, they should not take over the leadership. They should be remain there as a member. That case is going to be against them. Let us see the case. There's no judge that will.
Okay, that's Honorable Edwards right there. You also want to have your voice in the discourse. So remember, the number is 0907-353-0044. That is 0907-353-0044. And the WhatsApp portal number is 0909 705 4450. We'll let out now. Pay some bills. We will come back. When we do come back, the conversation still thrives right here on Eagles 102.3 FM, Abuja. Don't go away.
Eagles 102.3 Abuja.
Things they happen for our community, eh?
Now I can recoup back all the money I have spent on this annoying family.
Hey, yeah. That woman own don't finish.
My dear, let's go and greet them, okay?
Hey! Join Media Coalition and Awareness to hold trafficking, MICAS, on I Wish I Knew radio drama and program every Saturday at 10 a.m. on Eagles 102.3 FM Abuja. Join us to kick human trafficking out of our society. I Wish I Knew radio drama and program is brought to you by MICAS and funded by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of Denmark.
And so we're back with a conversation on here and right here, Eagles 102.3 FM Abuja. We are looking at the Obi Kwankwaso supporters launching the OK movement for 2027. What viability, what credibility, what ideology do these hold, especially in view of a 2027, especially when Mr. President have said that, look, he is not intimidated. Despite intimidations from opposition, he will still stand strong and wax stronger. Taking this call. Hello, good morning.
Hello, the golden voice and radio.
Oh, good morning to you. Is this Madam
Madam
Ochanya? Madam Ochanya, good
How are
morning.
you doing?
Very well, thank you. Where are you calling from, please?
Well done. This is Sultana calling from Airport.
Talk to us,
I think
Otanya.
I support Obi and Kwankwaso movement.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
All right, she says, I just support Obi Kwankwaso movement. Okay, I don't know. What do you think about this one, though? Because I'm trying to understand it. Although Madam Achanya didn't quite tell us why, but she just said, hey, I just support it. And that's it. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, good morning to you, please. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Fred from Kubwa.
Fred, welcome aboard. Talk to me, Fred. Do you have any concerns about this movement?
The movement of Obi Kwankwaso is okay, but the issue is just like your moderator, your
Resource
was
person.
saying,
Yeah.
if the court issue goes against the ADC,
Yes.
that means they are not going to be there again, and the question I want to ask: what is the timeline for cross? Question I want to ask: what is the timeline for cross carpeting to any other political party? Is it in 3 months' time, or what is the date given by INEC, so I can now know the way forward?
Okay. Are you there? Hello? Oh, okay. I think we just lost that. Hello, good morning to you. Hello, Sir Benedict. Sir Benedict, are you there? Hello? Yeah, are you there?
I'm there.
Okay. So, is there any timeline from INEC as to when anybody can actually decamp from one party to another?
No, definitely there is a timeline, because you're supposed to submit, I think, the electronic register of members 21 days before commencement of primary. So it means that once that list has been submitted and your name is not there, then you cannot contest.
Okay. But I thought that we saw an extension. We saw an extension where INEC extended it. But anyways,
INEC will not be able to extend the deadline. So I wouldn't know what will then be the case if the court will maybe give a specific statement concerning what they expect the party to do. As in, when the case is determined, perhaps they will plead for extension of time just for the purpose of coordinating for the case. But that is neither here nor there. I think the best bet for the parties at the moment, for those in court, is to actually get their acts together, get the cases withdrawn, in my opinion, and begin to forge for how to work together. Working together is the right way forward for all the parties. I don't think they have the time to actually follow up on the cases to the Supreme Court. Because win or lose, if they do not meet the deadline for INEC, then it will be a disaster for all sides of the party, and wouldn't actually be good enough for the system as a whole, because that would have toned down the number of people who are able to effectively participate in the process.
all right, and we see this message right here. This one is coming from a secondary school teacher. It says, I'm Chinedu in Kubwa. He says, OK movement, asking a question, my brother. He says, I don't teach government for 10 years. This thing, now 2022 remix. Obi no gree step down for Kwankwaso, then waiting change now. Inflation is on a high, and these people still they measure ego. I go join only if Obi hold mic with Kwankwaso for Eagle Square and talk say I fit be VP. Okay. Until then, now noise. My salary never reach 80,000 naira. I no get strength for another heartbreak. If them serious, make them sign paper, notarize them, post them online. Nigeria, done wise. Chinedu right there had to go all pigeon, on that one. I mean, what do you think about this? He says, as far as he's concerned, all of this are just rhetorics here and there. It will not translate into anything positive until he sees both of them join hands and one of them saying, I agree to be the VP. That as far as he's concerned is the 2022 remix.
In my opinion, I think that it's not exactly a 2022 remix because in 2022 they were in different parties. One owned his party, the other was the only contender in the party where he had joined. But I think at the moment, they both are seeing life for themselves. And at the stand, I think that, I think that as it stands today, the two candidates will definitely be able to work together.
Okay.
They'll clearly be able to work together.
Okay. Right.
So it's not even about them. It is about them getting the ticket of the party. That's my worry. Not the two of them working together.
Okay.
Having found themselves in the same party
Yeah.
is no longer an issue of. At that time in 2022, they both had tickets, and the idea was drop your ticket for me, or I drop my own ticket for you. But at this moment, they don't have a ticket, so they do are in the process of struggling to get the ticket of the party. And so my desire to come together or work together to promote their individual interest to get the joint ticket. And I think that it is possible, though very challenging.
Right, but
it's possible, but very challenging.
So you don't think that this entire Obi Kwankwaso movement will have any impact on the primaries for the ADC?
Well, they would have less impact except the primary, even if the primary is moved to become to become grassroots.
Hello?
One second.
Okay.
Primary become the direct primary. I still think that it will not have the threat that is required to effectively challenge, for instance, an Atiku who has 34 years experience in contesting presidential primary. And this year, South 34, he was started in jail in 1993 and he's been around for that long.
Okay. Well, let's take this call. Hello, good morning. Good morning to you. Good morning to you, Triple.
I'm Triple D is calling from Waru right now.
Right, Triple D. Talk to me, Triple. Go ahead.
Some of us, we are not lawyers. We are not all this. I don't know how to put it, but let me tell you the truth. This life is full of ups and downs that you require just a little wisdom to move ahead of whoever thinks he has what he has in life. Just a little wisdom for you to be ahead of anybody. Now, with the ups and downs that is happening, we are talking about just as he analyzed it. I am telling you, if judiciary make mistake to favor anything wrong, it will backfire, it will affect them in future. Because whatever you are supporting in the wrong direction just because you are in that position, remember that person you are supporting will not remain in power forever and ever. So it is right for them to do the needful. And let me tell you, the opposition that we are talking about, whether they do anything, they are already strong. But the only thing that will make them to go down completely and give the ruling party go ahead is when they make the wrong choice. I'm telling you. And let me tell you, judiciary should watch the handwriting. If they do anything go against either the other side, people will go and do what they want to do and go. Let me tell you, UD, because we cannot just be pushed to the wall and the country is not moving forward just because you are this, you are that. If you are a lawyer and the country is not moving forward, one day the people will take the country by themselves without you. So it's better you respect their calling and do the needful. But the opposition, just as he rightly said, in all what they are doing, UD, let me tell you, if the ADC make the wrong choice, all this their plan, nothing will work. They should just put it that they have gifted. We just pray they get it right in this, either primary or selection of the candidate. Right. The issue of is going on now, Obi and Atiku. They should work on it very well. If not, UD, but what do they have for Nigerians?
Okay.
Have a nice day.
You too, my brother. Yeah. Well, this other message now is coming from who? It's coming from Aisha. She is in Lube and she's saying, I've supported the Kwankwasiyya since 2015. My shop even has a red cap on display. But this arrangement is confusing. Will Kwankwaso be president or vice president? If Obi becomes president, how does that help people in Kano? Fuel is now over 1,000 naira and my children eat once a day. If this alliance can reduce the cost of living, I will support it fully, even if it means wearing an OB cap along with my red cap. But if it is only for publicity, they should leave us alone. Hunger does not recognize political parties. They need to present a clear policy plan, not just posters. Right. Well, Sir Benedict.
Yeah,
your final thoughts, on this.
Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah, what would be your last line as a final thought?
Well, my last line would be, like I said, and Obi Kwankwaso tickets would be good, but how realistic is it that they can get the ticket from the ADC where they find themselves? How are we also sure that ADC will be able to mingle to their court processes and still meet up to participate in the 2027 election? May is already here. We are in April. Primaries are supposed to start in May. Cases are still pending in court. Some are still at the level of high court. Some are at the level of appeal. Some maybe have already gone to the Supreme Court. But until all the cases are determined, we will not be totally out of the wood in being able to say exactly which way forward.
Okay.
I wish them the best of luck.
Okay. All right. Well, the Supreme Court is saying that it will indeed look into giving a final statement on the crisis or the issues going on, the court issues going on with the PDP, the LP, and the ADC, I think today. So we should have a final judgment, and that should indeed tell us what exactly we're up against. But thank you so much, though. Thank you so much for adding your voice in the discourse, and to you too that has been a part of it. Still see the phone lines bars and can't go any further. More messages coming through. Apologies, I wish you send them earlier. That would have gone a long way, but the views expressed by the guest or the caller has not been influenced by Eagles 102.3 FM Abuja. We will be coming up again on the flip side of 10 with a general open banter. The business news comes up right next. Good morning.
Eagles 102.3 Abuja.